The sun was sinking low behind the distant hills, painting the sky in shades of blood and gold. Dust swirled lazily in the dying light as a lonely rider moved down the dirt road that led through the small, forgotten village of Hollow Creek. His horse's hooves struck the ground with slow, deliberate rhythm, echoing through the silence of a place that seemed to have given up hope long ago. His name was Cole Harding, a man who had seen enough cruelty to know when something was wrong, and enough pain to recognize the sound of it before he even saw it. And that evening, as he passed by the crumbling stone walls of an old farmhouse, he heard it, the muffled cries of a woman, the harsh voices of men, and the unmistakable sound of something breaking. Perhaps a heart, perhaps a spirit. He reined in his horse, eyes narrowing under the brim of his weathered hat. Inside the courtyard, chaos reigned. A young woman, her clothes torn and her hair tangled, was on the ground. Her name was Mira, a widow barely in her 20s, clutching a newborn baby girl wrapped in a thin cloth. Around her stood her husband's family, cold, merciless faces twisted with rage. "You've cursed this house," one of them shouted. A girl child, a burden like her mother. Another kicked the dirt beside her, the dust rising like smoke from hell itself. Mira tried to shield her baby, whispering softly to the child, "Hush, little one. Mama's here." But her voice trembled, not from weakness, but from exhaustion and years of silent suffering. Her husband had died months ago in an accident, and instead of comfort, his family gave her cruelty. They had taken everything, her land, her dignity, even her right to live peacefully. Cole watched from the gate, his jaw tightening. He had seen injustice before, seen how society crushed the innocent while pretending to uphold honor. But something about the sight of Mira, broken yet holding her child close with defiance in her eyes, ignited a storm inside him. He dismounted and walked forward. The men turned, sneering at the stranger with the cowboy hat and the piercing gaze. "This is family business," one spat. "Keep walking, outsider." Cole's boots hit the ground, slow and steady. He stopped a few feet away, looking at Mira. "You all right, ma'am?" he asked, his voice calm but edged with danger. She didn't answer. She was trembling, afraid that even a word might bring more wrath. The largest of the men stepped forward, puffing his chest. "She's nothing but a curse. Don't waste your pity on her." Cole's hand hovered near his belt, where his revolver rested quietly. "Doesn't look like a curse to me," he said coldly. "Looks like a mother who's already been through hell." The men laughed until Cole moved. His hand flashed, not drawing his gun, but grabbing the ringleader by the collar. In one swift motion, he slammed him against the fence post. The others froze. "You think being born a man gives you power to crush others?" Cole growled. "You're coming with me." For a long moment, she didn't move. No one had ever stood up for her before. Not since her husband's death. Not since the world had decided she was worthless because she gave life to a girl. But something in Cole's eyes made her believe again, even if just for a moment. She clutched her baby close and took his hand. The moment their fingers met, a silent promise was made, one of protection, dignity, and hope. The in-laws shouted after them, but Cole didn't look back. He led her to his horse, helped her up gently, and rode away into the burning horizon. The wind carried the baby's soft cries, but now they sounded less like fear and more like the first breath of freedom. As they rode, Mira looked back once, the house growing smaller behind her, swallowed by dust. "Where will we go?" she asked quietly. Cole glanced at her, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Somewhere far from people who forgot what it means to be human," he said. "You'll start again, you and your little girl." Tears welled in her eyes, but this time they weren't from pain. For the first time in years, she felt seen. They reached a small cabin by the edge of a river as night fell. Cole lit a lantern and set it by the window. "You can rest here tonight," he said. "I'll keep watch." Mira hesitated, holding her baby tighter. "Why are you helping me?" she whispered. Cole looked out at the stars. "Because once," he said quietly, "someone helped me when I thought I didn't deserve it either." The baby stirred in her arms, and Mira smiled faintly. She looked around. The old wooden cabin smelled of rain and freedom. It wasn't much, but it was safety. And that was everything. As Cole sat outside under the moonlight, the world around them felt different. Softer, kinder, alive again. The next morning, as dawn painted the sky with new light, Cole prepared his horse. Mira stepped outside, her baby asleep in her arms. I'll work, she said softly. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. Just don't send me back. Cole turned, his eyes gentle. You're not going back, he said. You're moving forward. That's what strong women do. And with that, the story of a broken widow and a silent protector became the beginning of a new legend, not of pity, but of power, courage, and the rebirth of hope. Somewhere in the distance, a rooster crowed, and the land of dust and cruelty seemed to breathe again.